So we have lived in this fifth wheel RV for about 2 years now, and we've made a lot of renovations to it to make it more of a home for our family. We are a family of 6 living here. We are in a 2015 Forest River Sierra bunkhouse fifth wheel. That is a mouthful. So when we first bought it, it was fine. It was a little dated. It wasn't our style, but we wanted this camper to represent more of our family. We knew we were going to be here for an extended period of time, so we wanted it to look more our style. So we're living in this fifth wheel while we build on our property and build our business. So we've been here for almost 2 years now, and we've made it very homey for us. So we're going to show you guys all the renovations that we've done so far, break down the cost. I'll just break down the cost on the screen and share the total cost of what everything cost us to renovate this camper. So let's go in there.
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna break down our renovations kind of like section by section in this RV. So I'm gonna start off with just some of the overarching renovations that we did throughout the whole camper. So the biggest one I think that we did was the floors. Silas, do you want to say anything about the floors?
I'd rather not.
Okay. It's a lot of work. Someone asked me the other day, how did we get the floors to work with the slide outs? And we just actually put this flooring over the flooring that's already there. We didn't pull anything up. We don't want to know what's underneath those floors. This is a 2015, so we just put it right over the top of it, and we got like the vinyl waterproof flooring from Home Depot. So I will put the cost somewhere on the screen and we'll move on to the next thing. So the next like overarching renovation we did was we painted all of the walls white for the most part. We have some green walls, but we painted most of the walls white. They were like this very smoker yellow when we moved in. I don't know why anyone would ever paint a wall that color. So that really brightened up the space, doing the lighter floors and the lighter walls, because when we moved in, I'll show some before and afters, but when we first moved in, the floors were like a very dark tile and the walls were the smoker yellow tan color, and it just was so dark in here. So brightening up the floors and brightening up the walls really brightened up the space. Moving over to our little entertainment section here, so you'll hear me say the word paint a lot. We did a lot of painting because painting is such a nice, cheap way to totally brighten and transform a space. So green is kind of our accent color in this camper, and also the accent color of our lives. I feel like every accent color we have is green. So we painted all of this green, did new handles here, and Silas did this wood tongue and groove behind the television. Should I turn the fireplace on?
You trying to make it sexy in here? Shut up.
So I just got the baby down for a nap, so I'm not sure how we're going to show you guys the master bedroom. Okay, anyways, now I'm going to show you guys our kitchen, which is my favorite section of the whole camper, and probably the biggest and most expensive renovations that we did. So in the kitchen, as you can see, we have these beautiful butcher block countertops. We did butcher block here and here, so this was 2 separate pieces of butcher blocks. Shout out to this candle company that we just discovered. It's local. This candle is called the Ritz, and the guy that sells them told us that it's the actual scent that is like used at the Ritz-Carlton hotels, so it smells great in here. This is my Ritz-Carlton. Okay, so what else did we do in the kitchen? We painted the cabinets, so we did the uppers white and these white. As you can see, I've not finished painting all of it, but you know, it's very tedious. And then I did the lowers green. I love this green color. It's by Magnolia Home. I can link that in the description. We got new handles for all the cabinetry.
You got to shout out your dad with the new sink system.
This was a big renovation. We put in obviously the butcher block and a new sink and this faucet, and my dad installed that for us, so shout out. Thank you, Dad.
What a guy.
And then Silas did this backsplash. I'll do a shout out to my mom as well, because I originally thought I wanted this green sticky backsplash and it was cute, and my mom came and she's a very type A. She's very good with intricate details, so she did my green backsplash. And then I decided I didn't like it and I wanted it to be wood. So we ripped it all off and threw it all away and we did the wood. But I really like how this looks. It's very earthy and I like that look. Especially when you're in a camper and it's kind of like a cardboard box and it's just, they feel kind of, what's the word? Especially the modern ones now have like no character to them. Kind of cold, yeah, kind of hospital feel. Yeah. So I feel like the wood accents really warm it up in here and make it feel a lot more cozy. And then this is actually one of my favorite renovations we did, and it was so simple. I spray painted our oven, and I just think it looks so cute. I used a high heat spray paint on the face of it, and then I also spray painted the handle, and I just think it totally transformed this whole area over here. Oh, another huge renovation that we did throughout the whole camper was redoing the trim. So all these trim pieces we took off and put up wood, and I just think, like, again, it looks really earthy, really nice. And these lights are super cute. I got them on Amazon, and I love them. And Silas told me to not tell you guys that they don't work. I don't even remember what was here before.
It's coming.
He did wire them, but he must have wired them incorrectly. But I would love for these to work, because this is like the perfect evening mood lighting when you don't want the big lights on. I really would love for these to work. So
I would love for them to work.
Maybe this is the next thing that he'll do. So okay, moving over here, this is like our dining section. I don't love this section of our camper. We've changed it a million times. We haven't really found a good table that fits here. When we actually moved here, there was a couch here and a couch over there. And it had kind of like a built-in table system that we didn't love. So we just took it all out and we floored over the table system that was here on the floor. But it looks nice. It's fine for the time being. No huge renovations over here besides just putting in a table. So, all right, now let's head into the kids' bunk room.
All right, so now we're in the kids' room. This is the kids' bunkhouse. Like the rest of the camper, we ran these floors on in here. It used to be, mostly carpet, and carpet's gross. And so we ran the floors into here so that they could cause messes like they do, and it's easy to clean up. So that's just that. But what we've done, the biggest renovation that we've done in here is created these, what do you call these little...
Railing system?
Railing system, yeah, railing for the kids' upper bunks. Eleanor and Forrest sleep up here, and it's super cozy, keeps them locked in. But then we wanted to add also more of that kind of cabin feel. So obviously we went with the green. And then what else we've done is more of that tongue and groove wood we put up in here. So it really feels, I climbed up to test it. It really feels like whenever you're sitting in this, or you're laying in this bunk, it feels like a cabin, feels like you're somewhere in the mountains, which is kind of the feel we like to go for.
It also smelled really nice when we first installed it. Do you remember that? That was nice. Pine's
the best.
You also did this little step system. I guess when we moved here, there just was no railing, right? There were no railings on either of them, so it was...
Now it's super earthy, and it's very woodsy, and kind of the feel that we want to go for.
Now we're going to take you guys into the bathroom, but it's a little tight in there, so...
We're both going to be fitting in there.
We'll see what we can do. Alright, because it's so small in the bathroom, I'm just going to talk and do a little voiceover here. We also did some pretty major renovations in the bathroom. We added a new sink, which is this cute little white vessel sink, and the new faucet. We did the butcher block countertops in the bathroom as well. We painted the lower cabinets green and the shelving green. And we took out entirely the glass shower door and we replaced it with a curtain, because the shower door was not only difficult to open and close, but it also leaked. So we just took it out entirely and replaced it with a curtain, and we've had no issues there. So, oh, and we replaced the mirror with this cute little arch-shaped mirror. I will link that down below. We got that on Amazon. We got the vessel sink on Amazon. And in here we also have our little dehumidifier. This is not really a renovation, but it's something that we added to the bathroom that is really necessary in a camper because moisture really builds up in here. So okay, since my baby is sleeping in my room, I'm just going to also talk about the bedroom and just do an overlay here of our bedroom video. So in our master bedroom, the room is pretty tight, and one of the things that we thought could add more space is taking out the dresser. This is kind of a controversial opinion, but we try to keep our wardrobes pretty minimal, and taking out the dresser freed up space for us to put in a baby bassinet. So we also painted the sliding doors green to the master closet, and we did the same tongue and groove wood on the headboard behind the bed. We did the same trim in the bedroom that we did throughout the rest of the camper. So yeah, nothing crazy in the master bedroom, but I feel like it just made it look very cohesive with the rest of the camper. Alright, so that is pretty much all we have for you guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will put the total cost of all of our renovations right here. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Also, if you are considering full-time stationary RV life, but you're not really sure where to start, we created a 40-page blueprint where we lay out every step that we took to live in our camper full-time on our land. So how to hook up power, how to hook up water, what we do with our waste tanks, and so much more. So I will link that down below in the description box. And yeah, I guess that's it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for being here.